Hello everybody, Pastor Chase back with you guys this week for your QT Huddle. In this Thursday, in our QT, we are reading a very intimidating story. You see, this is where Israel and King Hezekiah are the remainder of Israel's kingdom. And this army, the Assyrian army and the Assyrian king, is really intimidating them right now. Like we talked about, they are in a situation where their people are being taken away as slaves. Many of them are losing their lives at this time. And right now, we see that Israel is being put in a position by God to see Him in their circumstance. As you guys read today, what you'll see is that our title is titled, Guard Your Heart, which is really important for us, and so I don't want us to miss that. As we talked this last week, one of the things we're seeing God push Israel to do in today's QT is to trust God in their circumstances. And I think the same is true for us, family. I think right now, and you might be feeling the same thing that I'm feeling, but God is putting us in a situation, in circumstances, where we are without resources, where we're feeling like we're cornered, where we need a way out, and we don't exactly see one right in front of our faces. Furthermore, you and I might be in a situation where we're being really intimidated, where we're really nervous, scared, and very fearful of what might happen. Well, I believe that today, while our text is leaving us yearning, begging, asking for an opportunity for redemption, I think that God is teaching us something very important. And that's this. While Israel is in a situation where they're cornered, right? Where they're without resources, where they're in need of help, I think we're in the same position. And I believe that God is putting us in this position for one reason, so that we can use this emotion that we have, where we can express a need to God right now. I think that God is putting us in a situation where we need to only look to Him, and where we can only look to Him, because He's our real salvation. You know, as I consider going back to school this week, as I consider starting new things this week, there's a lot of things that are intimidating to me. I have to go into situations and places where I might not be 6 feet apart from people. I'm having to consider going back to school, where I have to be in a classroom filled with a ton of different people, in a city filled with a ton of different people who might have COVID, right? These are all the things that are very intimidating. What is it like for you? What does your situation look like? Can I encourage you that God knows what you're going through? God sees what you're going through. And yes, God is leading you into this situation. But be encouraged, family, because I believe that God is there with you in that situation. And just like Israel, I think He's pushing us to see that He will be our only salvation. And so I encourage you guys, pray, look for the Lord, even talk with your friends. What do you see God doing in your life right now? What do you see God doing in my life right now? And really turn your attention to what God might be doing in your situation, as He is our Savior, and He's the one that ultimately leads us into these situations, but He doesn't lead us alone. So I hope that you guys are encouraged, that you guys are blessed, and that you guys enjoy this week as you consider what God is doing in your life. And I'll see you guys next week for next week's QT Huddle.